The closest island to the mainland is the Šibenik Archipelago and one of the smallest Croatian islands with two settlements. Prvić is often overlooked in favor of more popular islands in the vicinity. Welcome to Prvić, the island which its name explains its geographical location. Literally translated, Prvić means the first one, and it's the first island of Šibenik Archipelago if we start from the mainland. And it's therefore the island which, despite its quite small size, it's well developed and well popular for tourists, both for longer stay or just for one-day visit. Don't expect here some big clubs, nightlife and crowded beaches. You will here find some perfect measure between place where you can find bars, restaurants, pizzerias and other things which you need. You will find some other people around for socialization, but still enough of peace and quiet, which is always welcome on Croatian coastline during the main season. The island's name literally means the first one, and it refers to its proximity to the mainland. It is separated by a channel less than 1 kilometer wide from Vodice and Srima and is about 7 kilometers from Šibenik. Regular boat lines and sea taxis connect Prvić with Vodice, Šibenik and other nearby islands a few times a day. There are two main towns on this island. One is Prvić Luka, smaller one, and which is mostly connected with maritime activities and fishermen, because, as its name say, Luka in Croatian language literally means port. Another one, it's much bigger one, but still quite a small town, typical for islands, Prvić Šepurine, with its very nice traditional architecture, which you can see around me. The two settlements on the island are separated by olive groves, beautiful vineyards, fertile fields and pine forests. Prvić Luka and Prvić Šepurine are both magnificent small towns with authentic Mediterranean architecture and a rich history. Stone houses and streets bear witnesses to the rich history of these towns and the island overall. Island Prvić is just like most of other smaller islands in Dalmatia, car-free, and if you want to get around you will either walk or rent a bike. Some people also have from locals golf carts which they're using to transferring goods mostly from port to their house or from one to another town. Even if it's very well connected by taxi boats and by regular boat lines to the mainland, Prvić is not so much visited like the destinations on the mainland, So if you want to enjoy such a beautiful Mediterranean architecture and island vibes, this is perfect place to stop by.
Since Prvić is far from the open sea, it is an ideal island to explore by kayak. Not only does it give you the option to move around, but it also gives you another perspective on its diverse coastline and towns.
Although island doesn't offer some spectacular beaches and places for swimming, I'm still positively surprised with few very nicely organized public beaches which are located exactly between Prvić Šepurine and Prvić Luka, but also you have very nice promenade following the coastline where you can find some less developed but very nice wild beaches which most probably you will have only for yourself. When someone mentions Croatia, most of people first think about Dubrovnik, Plitvice Lake, beautiful islands, or if we talk about the people, usually first association is Luka Modric, Davor Šuker, or Dražen Petrović, or some other sportsmen. One of important Croatians from history is this guy behind me. Faust Vrančić was a guy who already in the Middle Ages constructed parachute, and it was actually Croatian invention, and this guy is from island Prvić. It took few more centuries until parachute came in wider use because it was actually constructed much earlier than was constructed for airplane. Memorial Center of Faust Vrančić is here on the island, and you can get to know more about the life of this extraordinary inventor from Prvić.
Sometimes it is hard to believe that you can find such a beautiful escape from the crowd, just a stone throw from the crowded beaches of the mainland coast. You just have to set out to the sea, to the islands, even to the first one in the vicinity, to Prvić.